Black mold, leaky pipes, and raw sewage. A former tenant at a New Orleans East apartment complex hopes to shed light on what she calls a dangerous situation for residents.
And tonight in part 2 of WDSU Investigates Stuck in Horrible Homes, Sherman DeSalle speaks with that tenant and a maintenance worker who says that people just shouldn't be living there.
Yeah, that's right. The problems that exist at Laguna Run Apartments not only affect the residents, but the staff responsible for maintaining this property. Now, we spoke with a mother of 2 who says she's been evicted after voicing her concerns for the leaks and the mold in her apartment. She also says the unhealthy conditions are making people sick, and a maintenance worker agrees.
The ceiling started to leak in not 1, not 2, but 3 places from the ceilings. And to the point where it wasn't just a mop-up job. I had a kiddie pool in my front living room.
Winona Cutler is a former tenant at Laguna Run. She says she injured her shoulder and missed work for 2 weeks in March of this year when she slipped in water from a leak in her ceiling. She also discovered mold in her closets.
On that.
As WDSU first reported last week, inspection reports from 2 public housing agencies showed recurring problems with mold at Laguna Run.
I'm being treated like I did something wrong when I was patient and gave them multiple opportunities to come and fix the problem, to come and treat the. When I told them, you know what they did? They came in and they spray painted over it.
You can see what I'm talking about, how they came and just spray painted over it.
Other tenants have told WDSU that maintenance workers sprayed Kills, the mold-killing product, on problem areas in their apartments, only to have the mold return. According to federal law, because Winona receives housing assistance, she should have been offered a new unit, but she said that never happened. After getting frustrated with the problems, she decided to move.
Unfortunately, a lot of us are in a situation out here. This is I guess, low-income housing. So a lot of us just can't up and move like that.
She says she gave the property manager a 60-day notice and received an eviction notice.
This is a New Orleans public street.
Attorney Suzette Bagneris is representing 6 tenants at Laguna Run in a class action lawsuit against Dasman Residential. She says situations like Winona's happen to many of the residents who report issues in those units.
The tenants are in a position where they don't want to pay rent for property that is unlivable. So when they notify the management office, until you remedy our problems and you fix our problems, we're going to withhold a portion of our rent, then they file an eviction notice against them. So it seems to be retaliatory in nature.
In her petition to the court seeking class action status for the lawsuit, Bagneris says residents were expected to treat mold problems themselves.
They were literally giving residents, tenants, buckets of plain paint, not Kills, not anything that's going to kill the mold, buckets of paint and telling them, you go paint it yourself. That's not mold remediation. That's negligence.
I'd say every building has mold growth. I mean, some of them are much more horrible than others.
The maintenance worker who says he was instructed to remove mold in many of the units at Laguna Run. He believes the lack of proper equipment has affected his health.
I've had headaches. I've had several issues with breathing. I do suffer from asthma and bronchitis, and I'm more than certain that this does not help the situation at all.
Throughout his time on staff at Laguna Run, he says the mold issues have become much worse.
Some units, there's mold from the floor all the way to the ceiling. There's some unit also where the tenants literally left all of their furniture there because everything was molded.
In addition to the mold, he says the building's plumbing system has deteriorated. Recent city inspections confirm that sewage is backing up into units, according to the mayor's office.
This building was made in the 70s, and there's cast iron pipes that are cracking, that has feces coming and urine coming into other people's apartments.
He says he's speaking to us to help other maintenance workers like himself and the Laguna Run tenants whose health may be at risk.
It's just preposterous that a company of this magnitude would allow for this to continue to go on. It's not fair for us, and it's not fair for any of the tenants at all.
I really don't know where I'm gonna live right now.
As for Winona, she's staying in a hotel until she can find a new, safe place to call home.
It's really hard to find some fair housing, you know, just something affordable housing. It's just really hard.
Now, Winona says although she no longer lives in Laguna Run, she's dealing with health problems. She says she suffers from excessive coughing and headaches and believes it's all from the mold in her old unit.
Wow. And so, Sherman, the attorney who has filed this lawsuit, what are some of the things she's prepared to show in court to prove that the owners have negligence?
Yeah, the attorney Suzette Begnaris, she says she'll show in court a well-documented history of negligence on part of the property owners. She's also going to be showing that through maintenance logs and also the general lack of repairing issues. And she's also going to be able to put a price tag on how much money has been spent or the lack thereof on these repairs.
Wow.